Shalom, sisters. This is Nadawa. I'm coming from the Woman's Corner of the Congregation of the Mighty, and I'm here today to this is gonna be interesting. This one right here. I'm gonna snatch off what they call the Band-Aid. But before I do that, I want to give all praises to Yahawashi, Hamashiach Yahawashi. I want to thank him for putting me in this position to be used by him. This is because I know that once this is going, it's gonna cut something. Something's gonna get cut. Some feelings might get hurt, but at the end of the day, if I don't love you, if I don't look at you as my sister, then I'm not gonna try to correct you. I'm just gonna let you go through life, girl. You lit. Do whatever you want to do, and I don't want to do that. Okay. So, and just know, while I was doing this, because this literally has been like a 2-day study for me. Like from the time I woke up, I might have a couple of breaks. From the time I laid down, I was just trying to I was studying this thing right here. So let's get to it. All right. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Hamashiach Yahawashi, giving thanks to our power, God, and the Father by him. So pretty much whatever you do in word or deed, you got to give thanks to Hamashiach Yahawashi and the Most High. I'm going to tell you, because if you don't, you're an enemy to him, meaning that you are a witch. You know, you're either a righteous princess or a wicked witch. And I'm going to bring out scriptures on why I use such strong words describing both the good and the bad. All right, let's go to Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people do not consider. We don't consider that if we're not doing what we're supposed to do by the Most High's laws and commandments, that we are looked at as being rebellious, as a witch, right? Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. So I want you to remember, if you into witchcraft, rebellion, witch, whatever, unrighteous, evil, then that means you don't have the knowledge to know that either you're good or you're bad in the Most High's eyes. He does not like anything lukewarm at all. Let me see something. Let me see if I can bring something out for y'all real quick, because let me see something. You see, I went right to it because this is really a serious matter. I always do that. I always end up in the wrong and in the opposite book. Now this is going to go ahead, and I'm going to get right into the key verse to the lesson. So the key verse is in 1 Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. I'm going to say it again. For rebellion is as sin as the sin, Salakia, of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he hath also rejected thee from being king. So in this sense, he's talking to Saul, because Saul was into a lot of, he was just rebellious. We're gonna get into him a little bit. But so some sisters may be like, well, they talking about him. I ain't trying to be no king. Well, let's go to verse 24. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandments of the Most High, the Lord. So if you transgress the commandments of the Most High, that's equals rebellion, which goes to, that's right, witchcraft. In thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. You understand that like this is serious. Everybody knows we towards the end times. And if you're trying to, if you're afraid of the people, you're afraid of, what the government's gonna come do. You scared that they're gonna take your kids. You're gonna be scared that they're gonna enslave you or whatever it is that you're afraid of, and you obey the voice of the people by going to vote and what else? Getting a vaccine, getting your kids vaccinated, marching, everything that's really not going to help you with, instead of choosing the Most High, put it like that. So anytime you do that, that's rebellion. That's all what it links down to. Okay, Baruch 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of our power and the law that endureth forever. All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Like I say all the time, you might not experience a physical death, but a spiritual death. So we have to keep the commandments in this book, because if you don't keep the commandments of this book, that means that you are rebelling, and that means that you are a wicked witch. All right. Well, with that being said, let's go over to let's start with the lesson. These lessons aren't made to make you like sad. Well, they're made to convict you, because we as women have to examine ourselves daily. Some of us, when we first get in the truth, by the minute. And I'm gonna tell you why, because we are like really like one of the wickedest creatures that the Most High has ever made. It's sad, but anyway. So we already read 1 Samuel 15 and 23. So like I said, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. But what if I tell you that you going against your husband is a form of witchcraft? You see the knife getting drawn out? Really? Yes. Let's look at some of the things, because it's a lot as women that we commanded to do. So one of them is being in subjection to our own husbands. Subjection, it means to be under dominion of another, as state of under the power, control, and government of another. That's what it means to be in subjection. So that don't mean, okay, I'm gonna listen to him, but when I want to do what I want to do, it's just what it is. He gonna have to sit and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And then that's fine. You can do what you want to do, and you're looked at as rebellious, linking you to a witch. Not my words. I was cut too. Trust me, it made me examine myself a lot. I'm not sitting before you acting like I'm like white as snow and I'm a, I do everything perfect, because I don't. I struggle just like y'all do. But when you like Sirach 17:24-27, it says repent and sin less. So that's what I try to do. I repent and I try to sin less and come back to the Most High whenever I catch myself. Okay. So to bring out that being in subjection to your husband, 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of their wives. So that's the type of power we have as sisters. Okay. We have the power to that even if our husband's not in the word, scriptures, the laws, and the truth, by them talking to us, they'll could confirm, what I'm saying, or they'll be like, oh well, she do have a point. If you know, that's why you gotta be in subjection. If they know that if you're a type of wife and you do everything your husband, every pretty much everything he wants you to ask, he asks you to do, that's righteous. Okay. Now he tell you need to go out and eat this pork sandwich, that's when you need to, that any obey not the word, they also will without the word be won by the conversation of their wives, by you telling them, no, let's go into Leviticus, baby, and let me show you why I'm not gonna eat this pork, right? Now, the next one is keepers of home. If we're keepers at home, we're doing everything that we're trying to build our household up. That's good in the Most High's eyes. That's in Titus 2:5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. So we got to be keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of our power be not blasphemed. So if you do the opposite of that, say you want to be the type of person, I want to go out this weekend, I want to hang out. It ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't like I'm there drinking. I got my head wrap on, my fringes on. Why can't I go out? That is it. You know what? No, I'm gonna wait for that, because I was about to bring out something else, but us being a keeper at home isn't like, okay, I stay at home 6 days out of the week. Why can't I have that one day to go out? It ain't about where. It's not where it is. It is about where you go. But you can be at home all day and don't be a keeper at home. You can be sitting around. You ain't doing nothing. Sometimes us women, we get a lot more pains than men have, because we actually have children, and after you had the kids, years later, you can still get cramps, headaches, the kids getting on your nerves. You got to rest, and as you get older, you got to take a longer rest break. So it ain't like that. It's like being a keeper at home, like you making sure everybody in the home is straight. That's a keeper at home, and good, obedient to your husbands. If you cannot do that, then why are you with him? Why did you marry him? This is why you need to be careful. And then really and truly, when you think that when you're not going against him, you're affecting him, but the Most High is frowning upon you, because we're supposed to be good and obedient. Because guess what? If we're sitting out, say I'm dressed like this in public, and then my husband like, can you like run to the car and get something for me? Why you can't go get it? I mean, is your legs broke? He tried it. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, I thought she was a woman of the Most High. You just blasphemed the Most. You made the Most High look bad. Put it like that. And then after that, you will be dealt with accordingly. Whatever he chooses for you to do, that's what's gonna happen to you after that. So that's just something. So if you don't be keepers at home, take care of your home. If you're not obedient to your husbands, which, okay? And let me add to bring out something else too, because I see that it's a lot of sisters in Israel that's supposed to be like awake and trying to do all they can for their kids. I mean, all trying to do all they can in this truth, and they don't have custody of their children, or they, not really taking care of their kids. And the Most High looks at you. If you're doing this, he's looking at you like an ostrich. Like that mug. I'm gonna show an ostrich. I wish I could maneuver that real quick, but hold on. No, that ain't a good drawing. Cause y'all gonna be like, what was that? An ostrich. What did one thing ostriches have? She has. I wish y'all can see. Can y'all see that? Boom. She got a big butt, little legs, and look at that. Look at her hair. An ostrich. Let's bring that out, because just in case you don't believe me, you think I'm just trying to throw a little gesture in there or something. So we're gonna go to 39. I'm gonna go to 13. Okay. Am I in Job? Yeah, in Job 39, 13, 17. Was not really. All right. Gavest thou the goodly wings into the peacock, or wings and feathers into the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in the dust. So she don't even sit with her eggs. She had the eggs, but she don't even sit with them. And forgetteth that the foot may crush them. Like, she just deal with her kids any type of way. Anyway, go to school. I don't care. Learn what you want to learn or whatever. Or that the wild beasts might break them, or the society may break them. She is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. I'm about to have this baby real quick. I need to go back to going back to the club, or I need to go back to this man that I didn't prove at all, and I married him in the truth, and that's what it is. Because God have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. Yeah. You don't want to be an ostrich. You don't want to do that. That's how the Most High look at you. Those ain't my words. So if you are, like I always put that disclaimer out there, because I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, because you may not know. But if you are a sister that don't have custody of your children, or you are not taking care of your children properly, and you don't really care what's going on with them, then just know that the Most High is looking at you, my dear sister, as an ostrich. And if you look at a lot of women in Israel, they're really shaped like that. They got like really big butts, and they sit up like this. They walk around like this, and they got a little piece of hair, and this is gone. You know what I'm saying? That's and not to mention the eyelashes. The ostrich got them big eyelashes that y'all be like to wear. So I'm just saying, if you're not, get on top of that now. I'm just saying. But anyway, and we supposed to teach the younger women. Wait, hold up. Yeah, teach other women, younger women as well. Let me go back to Titus 2. I done got caught up in the doggone ostrich. So let me go back to Titus 2 and 4. That is 2 and 4, right? Yeah, 2 and 4. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, and to love thy children. Okay. So we supposed to teach the younger women. If you're not teaching the younger women, you know, and you're not trying, and you're not teaching them the correct things, like not teaching them. I had a lady one time tell me, and I could not believe it. I'm kind of still shocked that at her age she actually gave me this advice. And it was like, of course, before I came into the truth, and I was just like having like one of my bad days. I had all the children, and because I had 3 in diapers at one time, and we was homeless, and I was just tired, and I was going through line, and the lady's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm tired. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm getting, my break is coming here while my husband with the children, and I'm just tired, you know." She was like, "Well, you know, if you get tired, I know how it is. You can just leave him with the kids." I left for like 2 years. I was like, how many kids you got? 3. I was like, "You won't worry about them?" No. So you think the Most High looked at her as a righteous princess or a wicked witch? I'm gonna go with the wicked witch, because that's evil for you to give someone that advice. So you telling me if I get bored, leave my kids with my husband and take off because I'm tired and I need a break. And you know what the sad part is? The sad part, when I think about that day, it was 2 women behind me that agreed with her. That was so disappointing. I did not know what to do. Shalom, sis. I'm just seeing the comment. So this is that's just something that was weird. Okay. Now let's go back to that. So you need to teach them to be at home and being sober, okay? And don't tell them to be like sober. That means sober. Shalom, sisters. So that means not smoking, not drinking, okay? And you know, not of course, don't smoke crack. You know, please don't do that. But just teach them to be sober. Now, it was a conversation I just had recently that me and a group of sisters, we was talking, and we were just talking about how we just sharing some stuff, and then it was like, yeah, we can't smoke weed anymore, even though it relaxes you. It's just unlawful. Plus you can have other like anxieties and stuff, but it is lawful to eat it or drink it in a tea if you're feeling that type of anxiety, or you feeling like you need it. However, if you sitting around and you ain't nothing wrong with you just eating Candace cookies all day, something wrong with you. That's not lawful. I'm telling you now, that is not lawful. Okay. Let me see. But it is better than the white man's medicine. I know that for a fact. So let's go along. So teach younger women to teach women. And another one is, don't be jealous of another woman. That's the other one that we're commanded not to do. Okay. Because when you're jealous of another sister, first of all, it's a masculine spirit, and it's a sign of rebellious, because the Most High said don't do it, and that links you to a witch. But here's the catcher right here. This is when I'm gonna throw this fastball after I bring this scripture out real quick. So Sirach 26:6. Be a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman, but I'm sorry, Salakia, but a grief of sorrow. Oh, Salakia. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. See, we're not supposed to be jealous of another woman. It's not in our nature to do that. And then guess what? That means also if your husband takes another wife, you can't be jealous. That leads to rebellion, and that leads to you a witch. It's true. So we got to take those type of things in consideration as well. See, I told you I was going to pull that Band-Aid off today. Okay. So, and the thing is, the thing with that part about the other wife is that in this world, they teach us that they make it seem like it's bad in this America. In America, that's bad. It ain't right. It's nasty and all that stuff. But that's the way of this world. Okay? That ain't what the Most High said. Let's bring that out. Colossians 2:8. Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahawashi. So that's of this world. That's the traditions of men. But the Most High, in the Most High eyes, that's lawful. So if you're gonna get mad and get jealous of another sister, and get mad and fuss at your husband, that's like you not only it's two forms of rebellion. You're jealous, and you're not listening to your husband. You're rebelling against your husband, and that makes you. I don't like to put things. I don't like to. It makes you a witch, super witch, because that's two offenses right there in one. So we just got to be mindful of what the word says, because sometimes a lot of us, we don't realize that we are, that how serious this is. But hopefully after this lesson, then we'll all get a clear understanding of what it is that we're supposed to do in the Most High. Because I don't know about you, but I really don't want to be looked at as a witch. That scared me. This lesson put the fear of the Most High in me, for real. Now, let's go to something else, because the Most High word is always going to be true over what man say. And really and truly, let me pull that out first before I say something else on here. Let's go to Romans 3:4. God forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So pretty much you can't come and say, well, this person said, or that person said, or that's a lie. It's about what the Most High is saying. It ain't about what nobody else saying but the Most High. So we have to really take that in serious consideration. Okay? Let's go over, because it seems like we've been so Americanized that it seems like our feelings are correct. I don't have to feel like this. I don't that's just how I am. I already know. I broke down scriptures, and the Noah's sons, they ain't have no two wives. That's true. I wonder why though. So you're looking at it as the Most High only gave Noah's sons one wife, right? But you didn't look at the fact maybe all the women around there was so wicked that he only could take one wife. You ain't that's how you have to kind of change your way of looking at things pertaining to the second wife. I've been want to bring this lesson out. Just talking with sisters is like I was the same way. I'm when I first came into this and I found out that mug could take another wife and really didn't have to tell me, let's just say it was tough around. It was just tough. It kind of made it made me just be like, you know what? I don't care what color this dude is you're introducing to me. I don't care what type of ship we came on. I don't give a damn. Excuse my language, but damn is in the Bible. Damn, I'm not dealing with this. No, I gotta. So you telling me I gotta wrap my head up, put on a skirt, and you can bring another woman in this mug with me, and in the Most High's eyes, was a witch. I was a witch. It took a lot. It took years of understanding for me to really look at it, and I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed for understanding, because I used to think about it and make me cry. I get upset. We can be having a great day, me and my husband, and then I think about it and I start like looking at him all weird. But the fact of the matter, I had to look at it like, if you have a righteous husband and he really feels the laws of the Most High, you have to trust the Most High. Period. At the end of the day, you got to trust the Most High. And it seems right. It don't seem natural. It's like, how you gonna go and kiss her and then come back and kiss me, and then and then but it just seemed wrong. But then let me tell you, let's go to Proverbs 14 and 12 real quick. There's a way which seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So pretty much it's kind of like it seemed right, but like I said in the intro, it's like you can die, but it don't necessarily have to be like a physical death. You can experience a spiritual death, and that's what's going to end up. That's what happened to me. I was spiritually dead. I didn't really want to be a part of this, and I'm thinking about, what my family gonna think about me, all that is rebellious. And then when I think about it, I was like, wait a minute, he should get another wife. He should have more sons. Like, I look at him on that level. You could bring I don't mind having other children in here if that's what the Most High ordains. But just look at it like this. If you're, because we know we know how women are. We know. Just like a man, if a man comes, if your husband is sitting there and a woman comes in as a transgender, he gonna know, wait a minute, that ain't no doggone man. He is just, all his senses gonna be like, something just, we get with a wicked woman. We could be wicked as hell ourselves, but we can spot another wicked woman, whether we in this truth or not. But the thing is, when you're not in this truth, when you're in the truth and you spot her, it's like, wait a minute, this mug is wicked. And then if you're, the righteous princess, you've been doing what it is. The Most High will listen to you. Not the most, Salaki, your husband will listen to you if your discretion on her. Like, I don't know, like, I don't trust her. Just like with Sarah didn't want Hagar after she had Isaac. She told what's her name, Salaki? She told Abraham, like, she needs to go. Hagar has got to go. Like, her and her son, my son, getting the heir anyway. And it grieved Abraham to do that. But then guess what? Then the Most High came to Abraham and said, you don't be grievous, because she's right. Let me bring that out, because y'all ain't gonna believe me if I'm just saying this stuff like this, even though it's going a little bit sideways, but I have to bring this out, because when I read this, when I came upon this, is like, wow, if you're really doing what you're supposed to do for the Most High, and you're a righteous woman, your husband will take your discretion on any matter. Because if you think about it, even when you want in the truth, you still got these inklings on when something won't right with your husbands, right? So, Salakia. So if but he probably didn't listen. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But at the end of the day, it's more like if you're doing what you're supposed to do with the Most High and with your husband, he will take your discretion. Because this was a bold discretion. Like, she just was like, she didn't even really ask to me, but and the Most High backed her up because she was righteous. Because she knew she couldn't have children. She let her maid Hagar go, her husband go into her maid, and then after Hagar had their son Ishmael, she was kind of like dealing with her on like being funny, and Sarah won't having it. And then even Abraham was like, do what you want, she will. And she dealt with her harshly and she ran away. And then guess what? The Most High sent an angel to make her come. Let me just read it, because this is like the type of power is going. I'm gonna go get into the women anyway in the scriptures, but I'm gonna bring this one out right now, but since this is where the Most High has moved me to start it. So let's go. So we're gonna go into Genesis. Let's go to Genesis. Okay, 16. Let's start with should we just start at 1? Okay. Now Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah, Genesis 16, I don't know if I said that loud enough. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold, now the Most High have restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. That means he did that. He laid with her. And 3, and Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dealt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. So she took her while she was in the land of Canaan, and they've been there for like 10 years. And he went in unto Hagar, you know what that means, and she conceived. And when she saw that she conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. So she looked like displeased in her eyes. Is that? Yeah. So that means when you look down on somebody, like in disrespect, like. And Sarah said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was displeased in her eyes. The Most High judged between me and thee. So she seen it. She went right to her husband like she was supposed to do. And she said something. And this is what her husband said. But Abram said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. I don't know what dealing hard is, but I'm gonna imagine she probably, probably said some things. I don't know. She may even hit her. Who knows? So she fled from her face. That means she ran from Sarah. And 7, and the angel of the Lord found her by the fountain of water in the wilderness. So she ran all the way in the wilderness by the fountain of the way of Shrew. And she said, Hagar. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid. He even he knew it was Sarah. Hey, Hagar, Sarah's maid. Whence camest thou, and where would thou go? So where are you coming from, and where you going? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarah. And the angel of the Most High said unto her, this when it gets real, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. So go back and submit yourself to under her hands, whatever she want to do to you. That's what I say. Israel don't consider. When I said that when I said that in Isaiah 1:3, Israel do not consider, we as women of the Most High, we don't consider that we're above all the nations of women in the world. We don't consider that. Okay, but I'm gonna keep going. And the angel of the Lord, in the hands of mistress, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered by number for multitude. So pretty much Ishmael did get a blessing. He got a blessing. He got everything. Everything was multiplied unto him. And but all not because of Hagar, but because of Abram. That's the only reason why that he trying to make sure that she's okay. So let me just fast forward over to let me see. I'll go over here some more. So let's go down. Let's go to 21 when she actually birthed Isaac. So let me see. He was circumcised. So their name was changed from Sarai to Sarah, and Abram to Abraham after this. So let's start at 21:9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. So he was mocking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. So that's what she said. She came to her husband. She said that. 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. So Abraham was like, darn, that's my son though. Like, it's obvious that he don't really care about her per se, but it was his son, 12. And God, the Most High, said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad. Lad is another because of the boy. And because of thy bondwoman and all that Sarah have said. So everything that Sarah just said unto thee, hearken into her voice, listening to what she's saying. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. He sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. So, and then after that, she ended up sitting the boy down, leaving him and crying. Then the angel of the Most High comes and, blesses her with blessing them with water. And, then Ishmael's, nation starts. But that goes to show, if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a woman of Most High, that's the power you possess with your husband. That's how you should know if you're following the Most High's laws and commandments correctly, because your husband will listen to your discretion. Okay? All right, let's get back into the lesson. Back to witchcraft. Are you a witch? Or are you a wicked witch or a righteous princess? Okay, now, I seen Sirach 3:24 next. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown thy judgment. So, like I said, like many of us is deceived by our own vain opinion. Like it's your opinion that your husband should not take another wife. It's your opinion that you feel like you could say what you want to say to your husband. It's your opinion when you feel like you don't really have to do nothing around the house, or you want to burn incense that has like what they call miracle incense or something, candles. You want to worship other things. It's your vain opinion, right? And the Most High says, by your vain opinion and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So it's going to overthrow your judgment, making you rebel, making you a witch. Okay. So, because we got to remember that the order of the household in the world period is, let's bring that out in 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahawashi, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahawashi is the Most High. So basically, it's Yahweh God. And I'm saying this, if you're not into getting into this truth, and you really don't know what these words mean. Yahweh is God in Hebrew. Yahawashi is Christ in Hebrew, and then man, and then it's us, and then down there's the children. So we must submit. They are closer to Yahawashi than we are. So it ain't like, it's like if you at work, if somebody, your coworker, is giving you a hard time, you don't just go straight up all the way up the ladder. You just gotta, you just pray. If your husband's not in this truth or what have you, you pray to, you pray to the Most High, you pray to Yahweh through Hamashiach Yahawashi to fix that matter or what have you. But at the end of the day, we got to respect that order, because if you break that order and you feel like you want to be over your husband, you want to say what goes and what all this, that means that you are breaking the order, you're rebellious, and you are a witch. So we got to be very, 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 very careful to not overstep those bounds. And we need to go back to where, how Trump was saying, make America great again, make the man really the man again, and be ahead. You see what I'm saying? So now that we got that out of order, let's go on to the next subject. So what does it mean to actually be a witch? What does it mean? A witch I looked it up in the biblical terms, is a woman that has a pact with the devil, practice sorcery or enchantment. An enchantment is a act of producing certain wonderful effects by aid of a demon. A woman who is given to unlawful arts, to bewitch, to fascinate, to enchant. Okay. So anything that's unlawful, you're a witch. All praise to the Most High, sis. That's true. I do as well. See, we got some sisters in here that know exactly what's going on. All praise to the Most High. So we have to remember their order, because we don't remember their order, we are absolutely positively a witch. So, and then because it says a woman that's given to unlawful arts, anything that's unlawful, anything that's against the Most High is witchcraft, sorcery. Now, you may not think this, but it's very easy to get us sisters involved into what they call like witchcraft. You know, a lot of sisters, I know why a lot of y'all get into like burning candles and, you know, these crystals and all that stuff, and getting into these different types of books and doctrines. I know why y'all do that, because y'all either married to a man that really thinks low of y'all and talks bad, and he's not really learned in how how the reverence of a woman is. And you go out and you searching for that power, because you read through scriptures like, wait a minute, I'm not just, you know, a powerful book, because it says that a man that findeth a wife, he's blessed and favored. And it says also in Sirach that we have the power to double their life, right? So then if you living with a lot of women, they're living with a man that's just not treating them according to scriptures, they turn into witchcraft. You know, burning sage. I'm gonna burn sage in this house and I'm gonna pray, and your heart, you know, you're not really praying correctly, you know, and you're inviting more entities into your home. You're like strengthening them, what have you, because this is like a spiritual warfare we in all day long. Remember that. Or you like, you know, I need to, let me carry this around, this black onyx around for some protection, or let me do, you know, we just divvy into things that don't make sense. So I'm just gonna sit up here and listen to R&B music all day, or let me go ahead and listen to rap music all day, and let me just chill and drink and chill by myself, or smoke by myself. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a tattoo, or, you know, it's just different things that we run to satisfy the lack of us not being in power. You kind of get fascinated into it. See, that a lot of brothers feel like they don't really know this. They don't know that that's what we are made to do. Let me tell you something, and it grieves me to say this. A lot of us sisters, like, you know how a lion's nature is to attack. You know how a dog is made to sniff. You know, different animals have their instinct that they're instinctively do. You know, but through training, some of them can, you know, live amongst humans and they're okay, but some of them, they live amongst the humans, but the whole time they looking for the perfect opportunity to snap and kill their owner, per se. I'm not trying to speak negative. I promise you, I'm not trying to bring y'all down. I'm not trying to like make sisters look bad. I am not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is show you show us as sisters where we're going off. That's the only thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying my best to show y'all where we going off. I am not judging. It is kind of a judge, but I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I got to show you exactly things that you could be doing that you don't think that's witchcraft. And I also got to show you what our nature is. Please don't, you can get mad, you can, whatever. I don't care. This word about to come out. You either going to change from it, or you're going to rebel and be a witch. That's all it is. It's going to be some good that's going to come towards the end to this, because you'll get this edification. So, okay. So this is what what scriptures say about our nature. Sirach 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portions of the sinner fall upon her. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because that's our... No, let me bring this one out first before I break... Let me bring this one out before I elaborate a little bit more. Okay? 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. This is a woman's nature is to kind of be... we're very curious, you know. We get... They say men are physical, we're emotional. If you look up the synonym of emotional, is like foreseeing, spiritual, you know. So we are spiritual. That's why it's easy for us to things to kind of come to us, and we're the weaker Salakia vessel, and that we have the ultimate power to either do good for the Most High or do bad for the Most High. To be good to your husband, double his days, and be a reverence to him in the pillar of rest, or wicked, a witch, put him outside. He don't want to dwell in the house. He's miserable and all that. Because the men say this. This is what the men say about us. So Sirach 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart. So please don't not the heart to hurt your heart, and give me any wickedness in the world. And we know wickedness in this world, the Illuminati, human sacrifice, all that. That man said, ain't any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Okay. This is why we have to examine ourselves daily, because we can easily get sucked into some stuff that can easily turn us to be wicked. It's just plain and simple. And then a lot of us, we deceive ourselves as well, because we feel like, hey, it ain't nothing wrong with me carrying around this crystal. Ain't nothing wrong with me burning these candles, right? And then we start getting curious, and then we get, because and then some of us, like I said, we get into this because we with a husband that don't reverence us, or they make us feel like we're not nothing, and you need to shut up. And you know how some of Israelite men can be. Not all Israelite men are not like that. I've seen in the last year and a half, I've seen more Israelite men that's not like that than that is like that. Put it like that. So that's why we need to examine ourselves. We're the weaker vessel. Because when we go into this lesson, guess what I'm about to bring out? There's women in the Bible that the Most High talked directly to, that kings, great kings and prophets went to hear what the Most High had to say through her. But she was like this with the Most High. Like, she didn't give into no idols. Okay. or no vain opinions, or if things getting bad, she gonna burn this candle and see what it do. Okay, so let's bring out some more scripture following that. So we did 25, 26. Okay. So a lot of us, like I said, a lot of us is involved into witchcraft and we don't even know it. Okay. But all through the Most High, I pray that after you see this, if you into it, turn away. If you're not, all praises. So, like I said, women, they get into witchcraft because one of the reasons I said was they curious. So we go to Sirach 3, and then we start at then we go to 23. It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters." You learning how to burn these candles. You learning about all these different types of rocks. You learning about how to clear your aura. You learning about your chi. You worrying about how to contour your body and in vain things and all that. Be not curious in it. Okay. I'm gonna bring that out. I see you, daughter Yahweh. So 23. And then we go down to keep reading. For more things have shown unto thee than man understanding. So you, sis, that's already in the truth, you already know a lot of things and seen a lot of things that these people around here don't even understand. So it ain't no need for you to be curious and get into things, right? So you need to think about it. How many people that thinks you're weird and you crazy and all that because you decide that you want to submit to your husband, that you want to follow the real Messiah and he's black, and they don't even know that. So we already got that knowledge. So it ain't no need for us to dibble and dab into any more of that stuff. Let's bring this out. Let's bring out daughter Yahweh said Proverbs 14:1. And you are absolutely right. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. You see that? If you dip into these things, you're gonna pluck your own house down with your own hands. The water for that scripture, the water, that was a good one. Anybody else have any scriptures? Y'all can say it. I'm not like that. Y'all can bring out scriptures as well. But just as long as we stay on the topic, we good. So that's exactly what you do when you get curious and you're like, that sister, she did say that if you put that crystal in there, she seems to be getting a lot of money right now. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I used to be, when I was young, like 13, 14, I used to be into the witchcraft hard. It's not the fact that when I got into it because I was curious. But the thing that messed me up where I wasn't prepared for was that the stuff they be doing on there, it really do be happening. It's real. I pretty much did it to prove it wrong, but it's real. And even though it's real and it does something to you, it does not mean that you should divvy into it, because everything's gonna be going good for a little while, but as soon like it's gonna come abruptly, like some things is gonna start going left quick. I'm just leave it at that right now. That I'm gonna elaborate later. But when I say I was in witchcraft hard, I was in it very, very, very hard. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go down to 24. because I already brought this out, but I'm just going to let me back on that because it just kind of goes hand in hand. Be not curious of unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand. 24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, thinking, oh, they ain't going to hurt me, I'll be okay. And an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So that's what happens to a lot of sisters. They see that these sisters that's into all these things is going to overthrow your judgment every time, I guarantee you. But the thing is that you should be putting the Most High first, because he made all these things. This is true. The Most High has made things before that you can look upon and is healed. But he ordained it. He made this. He didn't say, like when what's his name? Salakia, when Aaron threw gold into the furnace, into the fire, and then a calf just shaped itself, and the people seen it. Yeah, so it's a god of the calf, whatever they called him, Molech, whatever they called him. And it was like, oh my gosh, and he was like shocked too. Like, I didn't know it was gonna do that. Moses came down like, why you do that? And he's like, I just threw it in the fire, and that's what happened. They just started worshiping it. Curiosity. But like I said, to go back to what I was saying, how the Most High have made objects for us to heal us. Let's bring that out in Numbers 21, and I'm gonna go through 8 through 9. I always do this every time. 21, 8 through 9. Starting at 8. And the Lord said, the Most High said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. 9. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. The Most High did that. And if you think about it, it sounds a lot like the medical symbol for today, right? That the brass and then the snake going around it like that. It sounds a lot like that. But the thing is, he made it. He ordained that for us to make that. It won't like he put it in a fire like Aaron did, and then all of a sudden it's a calf, and they start worshiping it. You see? So the Most High gives us things as well to help heal us. Now, but if you're burning candles for like personal gain, I heard people get candles to get more money, to open up their third eye. That's a good one. To get a raise at work, to get their car fixed, to get a new car, to get their husband to love them, to get their husbands to stay, they just light them candles in vain. Okay? That's not for the Most High. Now, what you shouldn't do, what a lot of sisters do, they feel like they can light these things, and then guess what they do? So they light a candle, and then they like a candle for more money, and then they pray into the Most High at the same time while they're doing it. That sounds wicked. That's what you call drinking from the cups of the devil and of the Lord, and it just don't. That ain't going. They don't mesh good together. Let me bring that out in 1 Corinthians 10, and I'm gonna start at 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table, the Most High's table, and of the table of devils. 22. Do we provoke the Most High to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? 23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. So it's things that that we can, is nothing, is nowhere in the Most High. I mean, in the book that say you can't light a candle. You can't light a candle. But when you start, oh, this is the one for money, this is the one that's gonna make me lose weight, this is the one that's gonna do, and you start doing that, it ain't good. It's not good for you. Okay. And crystals, it's lawful to have a crystal, but you worshiping it and stuff like that. That's what it says. It's not, is every all things that are lawful for me, but all things aren't they edify not. So you're getting these things. You're getting these books, you're reading them, but it's not edifying. It's not edifying. It's not good for you. You're drinking. What you're really doing is drinking, eating that. I'm right here. I'm drinking at the Most High table. I'm gonna get over here. I'm gonna drink with the devil. I'm gonna drink at the Most High table. I'm drinking with the devil. Like, that's all confusion. Let's see what sis brought out here. Matthew 6:24. Con. And it gets real deep. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. You know what? I was about to bring that out too, but I was, all praises, sis. See, this is why you should hang around sisters that's in the truth, because we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna edify each other. Iron sharpens iron all day long. But that's true. You can't do that, because you're gonna love one, you're gonna hate the other, and that's what ends up happening to a lot of sisters. They get into this witchcraft and they start hating the Most High, because they're like, man, I got all this. I'm getting money now. I'm doing things. I'm traveling. I'm doing all this stuff. And they start, and it pulls them away from the Most High. But their calamities, trust me, will come so quick, it's gonna make their head spin. So let me skip down. So even when sisters go and they feel like, I don't know if y'all doing that. I don't know who's doing that, but you're not supposed to talk to psychics. Okay. Go to someone to tell the future, or try to contact your dead relatives or your friends, or look up an app to see what next week is going to bring. Like, you're not supposed to do that. You're dipping into the witchcraft. Like, I've heard where sisters, like, they've, things have, some things have visit them or what have you, that matter. But you're not supposed to just be like, oh, my grandma just died 3 weeks ago, and she came to me and told me that X, Y, and Z. Because if you know the spiritual realm, like if you knew the spiritual realm like I know, the most, and if you into this truth, why is your grandma's come back and telling you what? She didn't tell you to obey the statutes, commandments. Was she in this truth? Because that's what demons do. They'll appear for the ones that you love. They'll finesse you. They'll even tell you things that's really come to pass. And then right when everything's starting to get like it's comfortable, then you're going to find out, wait a minute, I don't think that's my grandma. You got to be careful. Let's go to 1 Timothy real quick. 4:1. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. That's what's going to end up happening to, that's what's happening to a lot of us sisters in this last day. It's like an epidemic going on with sisters going into witchcraft. For real. And it was prophesied, and it was one of Paul's warnings that this would happen. So we got to be very, very careful and try our best not to be given into those type of things. Let's skip over to Micah. Let's go to Micah. Micah 5. And we're going to do 12 to 13. Okay, I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayings. That means soothsayings when you like tell the future and stuff like that. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hands. This is what the Most High is telling you that's gonna happen. Okay, if you worship these things, and you know if you into them things and you didn't know, like this is the time to repent and come back, because if you don't, this is what's gonna happen. And let me tell you something else too. And if you that type of sister that you don't think nothing's wrong with burning candles, you don't think there's nothing wrong with contacting, you know, what they call your ancestors. You don't think there's nothing wrong with you having crystals and having, you know, to burn have crystals and candles to lighten your senses and all that stuff. This is what the Most High said is going to be you. Let's go to Isaiah 47. And then we're going to start at 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy mind, in thy heart, thy mind, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. That's what witches do. They try to tell the Most High, look, I control. That's what witches believe. They believe they control their fate. They believe that nothing's gonna happen to them. I ain't gonna never be no widow. I'm gonna have children. I'm gonna have a husband. I'm gonna be good because I control my own destiny. I know this for a fact. That's how they think. 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. So the Most High saying it's gonna come to you in a moment, just out of the blue. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. So either you'll have these things, he'll take it from you, or you'll never have them. Never. 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Wickedness. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So is it all, and this is the only word to describe it. All hell is going to break loose. Once, all of a sudden, I'm telling you, I know this for facts. 12, stand not in thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries. So he's saying, no, he's saying now the Most High is, the Most High will mock you when you go into those things. So he's saying, stand now in thy enchantments, where after all hell break loose, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. So if it's supposed to be done, if your stuff work, you should prevail, right? That's what he's trying to say. Thou art weird in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Whew. This is like my eyes crossed. I don't have my glasses on. 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, and the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall thy be unto thee with whom thou hast labored. So whoever you've been serving, even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. So no matter what you get into, or who you serving or anything, none of them gonna save you. That witch, that because every woman that ends up going into witchcraft, she ends up getting like another witch to counsel her, like a high witch, and that witch shows her spells, and then so forth and so forth, and then her high witch has another high witch, and it's like a long little thing that goes on. So, but what you don't realize is that when your calamity comes, all those witches, that your high witch gonna go to her high witch, and this why, and they're not even gonna know what's going on. They're not even gonna be able to tell you. So when I said the prognosticator, when I said that's a person who foretells or prophesies a future event. So that's we as women, we have that power to do that. Yes, we do. Because just think, when say our husbands got a business trip for some reason, and then you get an inkling, like, I don't know, like, then as soon as he tell you, it's like something just falls on you, like it don't sound right. And and then the Most High may, give us some type of inkling to show us that, hey, this ain't something that you should do, and it bothers you, and then you say something to him, then before time that something bad was going to happen. I know I've had that inkling a lot of times, and my husband would tell you that it's always came to pass when I told him, like, I just don't I have a hard feeling about that. But Isaiah 47, 8 through 15, that's for the sisters that say they're going to do whatever they want to do. That's for you, especially for you. So, because the Most High ain't really playing at all. Let me bring out Job 20 right quick, 20 and 15. Did I say 20? Is that? No, Salakia. 20 and let me do 20. I'm gonna do 4 and 5. Okay. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, Salakia, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. You, no matter how, what you think or what you look at it, the wicked from the beginning of time, it's only a short. They get a high for a short period of time. It ain't a long period of time that they're doing good. And if you're a hypocrite, like you telling, you're saying you into the Most High, and you doing all, and you wearing your head wrap and all this, and then behind closed doors, you trying to pray for money, lighting a candle to the Most High. Boom. That ain't nothing but a moment as well. Okay, let me go to. Let me bring out Leviticus 19 real quick. Yeah, Leviticus 19. Because 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Most High, your Yahweh. So pretty much they're saying, don't go. Why are you going after them when you can go to Him? Why would you go to a wizard or to like or somebody that sees spirits and stuff like that to get an answer when the Most High is above all that? I don't. It never makes sense to me. He has like the ultimate power. And if you follow the Most High, He will give you dominion over all of that. The Most High really would give you dominion over all that stuff. Let's bring that out. We gotta bring that out. Let's go to Sirach 50. And then I'm gonna start at 28. So this is pertaining to wisdom. Blessed is he that shall be exercised in these things, which is wisdom, knowledge, understandings of law, statutes, commandments. And he that layeth them up in his heart shall become wise. And if he do them, the law, statute, commandments, he will be strong to all things. For the light of the Most High leadeth him, who giveth wisdom to the godly. Blessed be the Most High forever. Amen and amen. See, if you follow the commandments of the Most High, He will give you dominion over all that. Believe me when I tell you this. And He knows, and just to let you know also, the devils know who we are. Why you think we always get spiritually attacked all the time? Spiritually or physically attacked. I ain't saying like you getting beat up and stuff like that. Like physically attacked could go along of you just get a little, like Job. He got spiritually attacked. I mean physically attacked. He got, things just come at you at a certain way when you're following this, because the devils around you know who you are. That's why when you at work, they'll, it just seem like everybody has an attitude with you, or, it just it is a different air, and is a different spirit that you put on, because you make all, let me tell you, I ain't even going to say it. I'm just going to bring out scriptures with it. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go to James. We're going to start at James 2, and I'm going to go to 19. Thou believest that there is one God, our power. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. That's why you get spiritually attacked when you everywhere you go, when you at work with your parents, because you're following the laws and statutes and commandments, and they know that they can't do but so much to you as long as we're following the Most High. Let's go to Exodus 8. And we're going to start at 18. And the magicians did so with their, let me just tell you why I'm bringing this out. I'm bringing this out because even in the time of Moses, and when he was putting the plagues out there, the magicians even knew that the Most High was above them. Let's bring that out. Exodus 8:18. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of Yahweh. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Most High have said. See, they know who you are. So you need to stick with this. And remember that we have dominion over all of this, all that crap. As long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay. So, I don't know why I brought that up. Oh, wait. Okay, let's bring this out. This further proves that the Most High is above all of this crap. And if you follow him, you're going to be above all of that spiritual mess. Okay? So let's go to, I'm going to skip over to Exodus 7. I'm going to start at 10. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Most High had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. This is when it get real. And Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments. 12, for they cast down every man, all of them, all the men he brought, cast down his rod, and they became serpents. So it was like a whole bunch of serpents in there. And Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Do you understand what just happened? Because they'll throw stuff out there, but the Most High is always going to eat that up. And then what happened to Pharaoh? It hardened his heart that he hearkened not unto them, and the Lord had, like the Lord said, because he said that he wasn't going to do it. Just like he said, it's going to be a lot of us sisters falling out the way in this time right here. Because magic is a quick fix. It is. It's a quick fix because that happens now. We can get things happening now, but that's like temporary. You must believe that. It's really temporary. Okay, let me go along here. All right, so let me skip back to these crystals. Okay. Because a lot of sisters, I see that they're worshiping it more than it kind of being like a jewel. Like a lot of people look at crystals like the same mineral as they look at copper. You know, you put copper on your arm, supposed to increase your blood and all the other stuff, the blood flow and all that good stuff for you. But and even scriptures use crystals. Crystals are used to even describe heaven. And they were put onto Aaron's garment as well. On like the ephod. And the Most High described those as precious stones. Let me bring it out. So we're going to go into Exodus 28. And then I'm going to start at 17. So, and thou, Salakia, and thou shalt set in its settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be sapphires, topaz, and carbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be emerald, sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row is ligure and agate and amethyst. And the fourth row now is beryl and a onyx and a jasper, and they shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engraving of the signet. Everyone with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. So, this is that's just something that that's just something that the Most High describes crystals as in this one. And if you really want to get a little further edification, you skip over to 34, where it says a golden bell on that same garment, and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe of the garment. Now, back then, do you think they could draw like they was drawing like they drew an actual pomegranate? Or did the pomegranate look like this? Let's think. We got to think about this thing here. Because everything good that the Most High had for us, the enemy turns it bad and make it seem like it's something that's bad. I'm not going to go into that right now, but that's just something to think about as well. And then if I go into, let's go into, I think it's in here. Let's go to Sirach 45 and 13, when he describes those stones as being precious. So we're going to go to 45 and 11. With twisted scarlet and the work of cunning workmen, with precious stones graven like seals, and set in gold, and work of the jeweler, with a writing engraved for a memorial after the number of the tribes of Israel. Right? But this is what when I just said that's something that we had, like crystals, the pomegranate, all that we in the garment that we had first, and the enemy turned it to something bad. Let's skip to 13, where it says, before Aaron, there were none such, neither ever any stranger put them on, but only his children and his children's children perpetually. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're giving these things, but you're not supposed to worship them. This is how you know if you're worshiping these things. If you're walking around with the amethyst, if you're walking around with a pink rose quartz in your purse or in your pocket or whatever, because you feel like that's going to keep the love and all that around me, then you're worshiping the stone. You supposed to pray to the Most High, ask him, hey, can you to ask him, can you surround me with goodness, protect me, and all that stuff. Now, if you want to wear it around your neck, that's fine. But you didn't read where he made the garment and he put the stones in his pocket, because when he go into the temple, he wants to have the aura of peace and love and happiness and all that stuff. He didn't say that. So that's just something that you need to consider. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you wearing a shield, like people wear the shield, people, oh, that's evil, whatever. They associated with X, Y, and Z, but you're just wearing it. You're not worshiping it. You're just wearing it. That's the same thing it should be with, crystals. Gold. He named gold. Sisters wear gold. He named diamonds on there, but no one's worshiping that stuff. So neither should you worship the crystal and stuff like that, is what I'm trying to get you, because if you are, then that's witchcraft and you're a witch. Now let me see. Let me go down some more. So that's what he describes his garment, okay? And let's see. So I'm gonna end this with another verse. And because in this one right here, this is where I'm going to be talking a lot about this next part 2 of this. I'm gonna be discussing like the like women in the Bible that possibly did that, the women that were righteous, was a righteous princess, and women that were wicked princesses, was witches. Sorry, witches. She was a witch. So I'm to jumpstart that. I'm gonna start with the woman of Endor right now, because that's gonna go into the witchcraft and what we're not supposed to do and all that. So that was like the woman of Endor was looked at as the first witch and like documented in the Bible that, oh, she is a witch, but it doesn't say witch, but the way what she does is gives off a witch vibe, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go into 1 Samuel, and we're gonna start at 28. Okay, this is like I said, this is the first woman that I'm about to bring out in scriptures right now, because I'm about to go through a lot of women in the next couple of lessons. But this is going to be the I'm gonna start off with her tonight because it fits perfectly tied into this lesson, and with Saul as well, because to show what we should not do. Okay, so I'm gonna start at 3. Now Samuel 28 and 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had laminated him and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. So pretty much he Shalom. So now so in 28 and 3, so pretty much he killed them and cast all the familiar people with familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. 4, and the Philistines gathered to themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem, and Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched to Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Most High, The Most High answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophet. So he is tripping right now. Just imagine a lot of, thousands of your enemies coming towards you. You're gonna be scared. It's scary. 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit indoor. See, that's what I said. If we have to wait on the Most High, because this was going to happen next if you don't. And Saul disguised himself, so that he had to disguise himself to do this. This should let you know that this is wrong. And put on other raiments. And he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto you. So he don't even say what it is. He just said, I want you to bring up who I tell you to bring up. And then she's thinking like, and the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest that what Saul have done, how he have cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? So she's like, why would I do this? You just had all the people that believe like I believe, you had them die. And Saul swear to her by the Most High. Don't that sound like somebody lighting a candle for money while praying to the Most High, right? So he's drinking in 2 tables and 2 cups for real. And Saul swear to her by the Most High, saying, as the Most High liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. All right. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up into thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And we know Samuel they just seen him die and laid him to rest. 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. Like, you're the king. Why you deceive me and bring the last king up? Why'd you do that? That's a great man she just summoned. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covering with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. So she summoned Samuel, and he bowed down. 15. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High has departed from me, and answered me no more, neither nor prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Oh God, this sounds so bad. Then said Samuel, wherefore then doest thou ask of me? Seeing the Lord is departed from thee and is becoming thy enemy. So he's saying, I see the Most High became your enemy. And the Most High have done to him as he spake by me. For the Most High have rent the kingdom out of thy hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. So he's saying the Most High took everything from you, because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord of the Most High, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore have the Most High done this thing unto thee this day. So he ain't been listening to the Most High even before this. 19. Moreover, the Most High will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shall thou and thy sons be with me. So he's saying tomorrow you and your son's gonna be with me. And if you got any sense, Samuel is dead, so he's going to die tomorrow. The Most High has also delivered the host of Israel to the hand of the Philistines. So he's saying that in that what you seek ain't going is everything's gonna go bad for him. You gonna die, your son's gonna die, and your land is gonna be handed over to the Philistines. Then Saul fell straightway along on the earth and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day nor the night. See, this is what happens when you think that you can, instead of seeking the Most High, you ain't been listening. Then you wait for the Most High, and then you want that fast answer, so you go and dip into enchantments and lighting candles and rubbing crystals together and smoking some weed or whatever, and get into a trance to help you get better. The Most High look at you the same way as he looked at Saul for him seeking out that woman. Go figure. So now he afraid, and he hungry, and he weak. And the woman came unto Saul and saw that he was sore afraid, was sore terrible, Salakia, and said unto him, behold, thy handmaid have obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand. So that's when she said exactly what all witches do. I obeyed you. I'm about to put my life back in my hands, okay? And have hearkened, put in my hand, and have hearkened unto thy words which thou speakest unto me. So she's saying, come listen to me real quick. Now, therefore, I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid. So listen to me, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants, together with the woman, compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hastened and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened bread therefore. And she brought it before Saul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night. Do you understand the symbolic what just happened? Not only did he physically eat the bread of a witch of another nation, he also dibbied in that spirit, in that lifestyle. So it goes hand in hand, but lo is more, because you remember he just had some prophecy on him. So we're going to 31. We're going to skip over to 1 Samuel 31. So it says, and the Philistines followed hard upon Saul and upon his sons, and the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Melchisham, I'm probably saying it wrong, Salakia, Saul's sons. And the battle went sore against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers. So he got hit by a bow. Okay. Then said Saul into his armor bearer. So he has they have an armor bearer because he a king. Draw thy sword and thrust me through Therefore, Salakia, therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me. Now, this is what happens. What I'm about to read next is what happens when you not only get into when you dabby into other spirits, when you dabby into witchcraft, because that means that the Most High is going to affect not just you, but everyone around you. He's going to take you remember it said when I read in the beginning, when I said this, Salakia. Hold up. Lord. When I said in the beginning that when we reject the knowledge, he's going to reject thee, and he will also forget thy children. That's exactly what happened to him. He rejected his knowledge, so the Most High forgot him and his children and anybody else around him. So remember, he just asked his Salakia, his armor bearer, to kill him, so them mugs won't come and abuse him. But his armor bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore, Saul took a sword and fell into it. So guess what Saul ends up doing? So when he fell into it, that means he killed himself. And when the armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him. So Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor bearer, and all his men that same day together. Like I said, if you did be into witchcraft, the Most High, that's not his knowledge. That's not what he taught us, especially you sisters. Because when we do it, it'll be our kids and our husbands when you fall into these other things. Okay. So let's see. And that, okay, so I'm gonna skip down from 7 to the end of 7. And that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them. So let me it ain't funny. It's just like, wow, the Most High is ruthless. He's really, really a ruthless man. So let me tell you this. So after he did into witchcraft, he killed his sons, he killed his armor bearer and himself. After he's dead, that won't it. Let's hear what happened to Saul's body after that. And it came to pass, I'm starting at 8. And it came to pass on the morning when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. And they cut off his head and stripped off his armor and sent into the land of the Philistines round about to publish it in the house of their idols and among the people. So basically, they put his head and his clothes, because back then the king's clothes was ill. So he put all that with their idols. The Most High is not playing. So and then it just says that he put his body on the wall as well. But with all that being said, we have to hearken to the word of the Most High. Stay away from things that is not of the Most High. Follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, because if you don't, that is a sign of rebellion. And I'm gonna bring that out one more time before I close out, because you need to be left with this. I have to leave you with this. The only reason why I'm bringing this out to you sisters, because I love y'all. I love you. I don't want y'all to fall short. I don't want y'all to end up being into witchcraft and your life going astray because you didn't know it. Okay? So let me leave you. Let's go back to 1 Samuel 15 and 23. Okay? For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Okay? Just remember that if you rebel against the laws and statutes, commandments, you rebel against your husband, you rebel, those things right there, you, in the Most High's eyes, I'm sorry to say this, but you are absolutely, positively a wicked witch. Is no way around it. No way around it. If you're worshiping candles and you're taking the things of the Most High and you're worshiping it, you are a witch. If you talk bad about the brothers that's in this truth, you're a witch. If you're jealous of your sister, you're a witch. If you don't take care of your household, you're a witch. And if you talk anything bad against the Most High, you are a witch. No matter how good you think you are, no matter all the good deeds you've done for the other world, but for the world of people around you, if you're not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, that equals rebellion, and you are a witch, sis. Come out of her. Now that on the second half of the scriptures, I'm gonna go into a lot more. I'm gonna go into a whole lot more sisters of the Bible, because we need to see the ones that we need examples, so you can see what's an example of a princess and what's an example of someone that's dealing with that's really a witch. Okay. If anybody have any questions, you email the website. That's the email is in the comments. Oh, and one last thing, Salakia. If you I got these earrings from my sis Ivana. She's at Kingdom_Crowns on Instagram. And she's a great sister, and we've been building together. But she gave me these earrings, all praises to the Most High. And if you I think they're $18 or $19, and that's she included shipping and handling in the price. But get with that sister. She has some really good things. She can put all types of designs and things of that nature. Actually, it should be following on the bottom of the screen here. You see, I'm trying to make it do that. But yeah, so meditate on this. You can have anybody in here that has questions for the next lesson, please, you can save them for the next time, or you can email them or what have you. If you have any alms, you're not with a congregation, you can send us a Cash App at COM821. And thank you so much, sisters. I love you guys, and we're going to overcome and be righteous together. And with that being said, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahawashi,